Hi guys, Keith again. Now it's another Airsoft review today on one of my rifles, and it's because there's been so many questions about this one particular rifle that I've decided to cover it again. It was covered in a slideshow review format a few months ago, but there's still continued interest in this rifle, so I think maybe it wasn't in depth enough for some of you guys, so I'll cover that again in a talking review. And what I'm talking about is the AGM MP44 or Sturmgewehr 1944 as it's also known as. So two different names for the same gun there. This was developed back in 1943 to begin with, I believe, and it started off with the designation MP43, and it then went to MP44 and finally to Sturmgewehr 1944. So when it was initially on the drawing board, I don't think Hitler, the Führer, liked this gun, and production was kept quiet for a little while it was perfected, and when he was finally given a full working model to look at, he liked it and designated it the Sturmgewehr 1940. So back to the Airsoft model. This is made from a mixture of steel and aluminium, and it has a real wood stock at the back. The overall length of the weapon is 94 centimetres or 940 millimetres, and the barrel from tip to the rear of the weapon is roughly about 34 centimetres, I believe it was, and out of the box this gun was chronoing somewhere in the region of about 450 FPS, which is much too high for use in the United Kingdom. So this gun was downgraded at the time of purchase, fitted with a different spring, and my gun, when it was bought brand new, was chronoing roughly about 3. Now then, what I'll do is I'll start at the rear of the gun and I'll work my way forward to the front sight. So like I said, it's a real wood stock, completely solid, adding to the overall weight of the gun. There are holes in the stock. These are so that it can take the correct leather strap, the same as what you would find on one of these guns during World War II. On the top of the stock we have a little chamber. Now, wrongly in a video by a well-known reviewer, it was referred to as a sling mount. It's not. It's for containing little items such as cleaning kit, things like that. So that is not a sling mount. It's situated on the side of the stock itself. The stock is also where the battery is contained, and with this gun you receive a stick battery. It's an 8.4 volt 1200 milliamp battery, and it's the small style connector it takes. So there's the battery itself. So the battery slips down into the opening on the stock. Now then, I've tried to get this to take larger batteries, and by that I mean 9.6 volt 1500 milliamps and so on, but it seems that it can only take the size of battery that's actually supplied with the gun. So if you wanted to upgrade to a better battery, you're looking at maybe going for a different manufacturer but the same size as this. The only way you would get another one to fit a larger battery of any sort is to do some serious modifications to the stock itself, but then you run the risk of making it fragile by doing that, because you'd be hollowing out more of the wood from inside. It's just not worth it. The battery size that this takes gives you ample firepower, rate of fire and so on, so I don't think you need anything better than that. So, connects. There you go, that's it now. So the excess wiring is just slipped into the body of the gun. Two halves are joined together. So once you have the two halves back together, it's a pin, a metal pin, that slips in here and joins the two halves together. So coming forward from the stock to the pistol grip, normal style trigger. On the left hand side of the gun is where we have the fire selector. Now this is a sliding fire selector rather than an up and down lever. So when it's all the way forward, it's on safe. One click back is single shot, and then 2 clicks back is fully automatic. So single shot and fully automatic, and that's it now back on safe. The magazine release catch is on the left hand side of the weapon as well, and it's a round push button. Press that in and the magazine is released. Now then, the magazine itself, like the rest of the gun, is all metal. It's got the normal trapdoor entrance at the top for the BBs and the winding mechanism at the bottom, and on the right hand side of the magazine we have the wind up hole there as well for the wind up key that is supplied with the gun. So magazine fits in, clicks into place, and there you have it. MP44 Sturmgewehr 44 with magazine fitted. To release the magazine, as I said, simply press the button in and the magazine releases. And this magazine will take roughly about 420 to 450 BBs. So above the magazine release catch we have the bolt here. Now this is only on the gun for cosmetic purposes, it doesn't actually serve any practical use. And that, on the right hand side of the gun, opposite the bolt, we have the Hopup chamber, and it's just a simple wheel mechanism. Twist it forward to put hop on, twist it back the way to take the hop back off again. And we have the rear sight and the front sight of the gun. It's just an open leaf type sight, nothing fancy, does the job. It is airsoft after all, and engagement distances are really quite short. You don't really need telescopic sight. At the front here we have another sling mount. So the sling on this weapon runs down the right hand side of the weapon itself. Front sling mount and rear sling mount. So, weapon overall, made of metal and wood, weighs a lot more than your average plastic AAG, so the sling that's included with the gun really is useless. It's just a standard sling that AGM and a lot of other Chinese manufacturers supply with their guns. If you're going to carry this for a long time, getting a sling is worthwhile, as it takes a lot of the weight off your forearms when you're carrying this. If you've owned plastic guns and then you buy this to skirmish with, you will get a little bit of a fright when you feel the weight of it. So to save your forearms from too much strain, I would get yourself a leather sling. It just looks a lot better. So the only other thing that's worth mentioning is that it's a version 2 gearbox, and the stock that you can see in the video is not the colour of the stock that was original with the gun. It had a horrible orange coloured lacquer on it rather than proper wood stain. So once I'd got this gun, a good friend of mine sanded it down and coloured it to more of the original colour, which is a kind of darker mahogany type colour. When you get this brand new, it is an awful orange colour. It's almost day glow. I don't know if you've ever seen these women that work in beauty counters selling makeup. They're wearing their kind of orange permaglow makeup and fake tan. That's what the original stock was like. So if you get it and you want it to look a little bit better, sand it down and use wood stain on it. It looks far better. The original stock. So, any questions, comments, you can either leave them below, you can contact me via the email facility on YouTube, and I also have a forum, a Twitter page and a blog. All the links for those are going to be underneath the video that you're watching, so please sign up, and if there's anything I can help you with, just get in touch. Can't promise an immediate answer because obviously as the amount of subscribers I've got continues to grow daily, it takes a little bit longer to get through all your emails and comments. As always, they're always appreciated, guys, but I can't promise an instant response if you've got a question or a comment. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.